Bad that. Tastes bad. So, hello. Um, I'm shocked at the amount of knife crime that's going on in the country. The amount of people are getting stabbed. There's no warrant for it, is there? But today I'm going to talk about a controversial point. Controversial point. Asylum seekers. Ooh. Seekers of asylum. The second that you say anything towards immigration or asylum seekers, you are labelled racist. What people need to understand is that we are not racist people. We just don't like what the asylum seeker situation right now. Because our country has been flooded with young men, all of military age, and they are being housed in 4 and 5 star hotels. They are also being fed, getting free mobile phones. It's costing the UK government, the taxpayer, around 18 million per day to do this. But racism as a general thing to me would be attacking somebody's ethnicity, their skin colour. When I go on about asylum seekers, I'm not attacking their skin colour. I'm not attacking where they're coming from. Although they are not coming from war-torn countries, I'm attacking the fact that they are here and that our UK borders are so weak that we've allowed this to happen. And right now, it's not going to be something that we can fix. It's going to be an ongoing thing. Risha was happy that the boats have dropped. The amount of boats and people coming have dropped. Well, that's probably because they're all here already. So there's probably no more to come over. But they're not coming from war-torn countries. They're coming from France. They're coming from Italy. Last I knew, there was no war there. And it was a nice place. But the reason they're coming here is because of our benefit system and what they can get given and what they will get given. I don't think it's that easy in France or Italy to do that. The Polish have got it right. The Polish say no to asylum seekers. The way the asylum seekers come into the country is I saw a Pakistani guy and he was saying that this is how we do it. Basically, what they do is they go buy a cheap gun, shoot up the house, their own house, take photographs of it, sell it to the papers. That then, once those papers are printed, that they've then got proof that their house is under attack. But it's not under attack, so they're making up falsities. When it's under attack, it could be from one of the friends or one of they might have pissed someone off. And it's like, this person came out to my house and they've started shooting the place up. Then what they do is you show that to the UK people, the UK border force, UK government, and claim that this is our proof that we're under attack. When they're in the dinghies, they throw away their passports. Their passports disappear once they get to the UK borders. So they have passports, just they're not using them. Now, again, if I want to go to Spain tomorrow, I've got to make sure I've got a ticket. I've got to make sure that, I might have to even have a COVID vax these days. I've got to make sure that, I've got enough money to go there. Some countries, if you go in there with too much money or too little money, you get questioned. as to why you're there. So, you know, I can remember when I went to Japan and they pulled me over. I didn't look as ugly as I do now. But I totally shit myself. I was like, what the frick? You know, I'm in Japan, the last place I want to be caught out anywhere doing anything. And I was totally innocent. Totally innocent. I'd gone through Manchester, gone to France, Charles de Gaulle, and then from France to Tokyo. And yeah, I was totally innocent. I had nothing to hide, but you know, you're a foreigner in you're in a different country. It's like, oh my God, you know, what are they going to find? What are they going to hold me on? You know, so if I want to do that, I've got, you know, and again, I had passports, I had proper documentation, I paid for my flights, you know, I had money in the bank, so I wasn't planning on living there. But these asylum seekers, they come over here because it's easy. It's just easier to get certain things. You know, I believe the forms that they've got to fill out for DWP, they can get given a lot more than somebody like myself. So they do get a lot more than somebody who's, you know, a UK resident, as in I was born here. And now, again, you know, don't confuse wanting asylum seekers out with racism. Okay, to me, racism would be something against, like I say, an ethnicity. Blacks, Chinese, anyone from Pakistan or India, anybody of that sort of nature, race, would be subject to racism. Whereas these people are, you know, I don't know what you would call them apart from asylum seekers. It's not racist, it's just fact. Why don't I personally want them here? Well, I did say at the beginning of the asylum seekers coming over from 2020, I believe. They started it majorly coming over in 2020. And that was when lockdown was happening, you know? That was when the big COVID pandemic was happening, and that's when borders were supposed to be closed, but they were only closed to certain individuals. If you had money and XYZ, you could fly out. So that was a bit of a sham to me. But yeah, they started coming in, and since then we've seen a rise in rapes, murders, illnesses. I believe TB's coming back. You know, there's all kinds of things that they've not been immunised against, but yet they're bringing it here. They're kind of carriers for all this stuff. And I did say back in 2020 that they would get lost in the system. Now, can you tag these people? Yes, you should. We should be tagging them. We should be putting ankle tags on them because they are getting lost in the system. The paperwork that's being filled out is not being filled out properly. They're being housed, they're being fed, but they're also doing moonlight flits. Gone. Rishi has also announced that in July we fly, so the Rwanda bill has been passed. Anybody that apparently they were deliberating in Parliament for a long time about this Rwanda bill because certain MPs didn't want it to go through. My attitude towards that is, look, if you want them here, you house them. You know, all these people that protest and say, you know, save the asylum seekers, or, you know, let them in. Okay, well, are you going to house them? Well, no, I can't. You know, there's a guy that did, it was at a protest, and it was for asylum seekers. And he was going around asking people to sign up to house them. And I call them because that's what they are them. And the amount of people that said, oh yeah, I'd totally house one. Oh, hang on a minute. No, I can't because I rent. Oh yeah, I'd totally house one. Oh, I've got no space, no room. And he asked the question, where should we put them then? And the answer was, don't know. But they're in hotels. They're living in hotels. and they are being fed, watered, looked after. And yeah, it's still not good enough for them. They throw meals away. They, we've got people starving on the streets that could benefit a lot more from these hotels that show more gratitude towards having that given, but instead they're being cast aside. And some of them are even war veterans. Some of them have fought in Afghanistan. Some of them have fought in wars that have sort of helped us and saved us, etc. But yet they're being cast aside. So for the vets, there's nothing there. Why should we want them out? Well, because they don't belong here. They don't belong. The country's straining as it is.
Yeah, the country won't suffer it.
You got that right. The country's straining as it is, and it's, we as individuals are strained. We are suffering to live. We're struggling to put things where they need to be, having to rob Peter to pay Paul kind of thing. But these guys, they just get it given to them. He says drinking his cheap Prosecco. So yeah, we should want them out because they are being lost in the system, and there may come a time. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but there may come a time when there is civil unrest and uproar from their part. We as a country, we are too weak. We've got zero backbone. Until we start to say enough's enough, it's going to keep happening. Do you want to live under Sharia law? I don't. Because that means that, the people that live in under Sharia law can have 8 wives and they can all be 13 years old. You get caught stealing a piece of chewing gum and you get your hands cut off. That's another thing that's happening. The amount of people that have been caught stealing in shops, and, they all look like, forgive the term, but they look like gypsy women, like Romani gypsies. I'm basing this on how they're dressed. I'm not saying they are, but they're walking out of shops and up their skirts, there's all kinds of stuff falling out. Steaks, tins, baby stuff, all kinds of stuff falling out because they've just been tea leafing. Now that puts a strain on the system because the more stuff that gets stolen, the more these big companies have to reap back. So if a company, for example, let's say Sainsbury's loses £10,000 a year on stolen items, they then will, regardless of how rich Sainsbury's are, because the guy that owns Sainsbury's is minted, so are all his execs. They're all minted. I think it's something like 9 million a year that he earns, something daft like that. But he will put the prices up to recoup his losses. That's what business is. That's how you do business. You don't say, "Oh, we've lost 10 grand, so let's not put it somewhere." But the people that are going in and paying for it, like you and me, they're the people that are going to suffer because the price will just get hoiked and hoiked and hoiked. Purely because of, the companies are losing too much money. So, before you say, James, you're being a racist, or James, these people deserve to be here because they're seeking asylum, they're not. They are coming from France and Italy. I don't believe for 1 second that somebody has decided, I'm going to go to the UK, and they're coming all the way from Afghanistan. They go through nice countries to get here. Now, with the Rwanda bill, in July we fly, apparently, 10 to 12 weeks. The people that are due to go to Rwanda, I read the other day, are now upping and fleeing to Ireland. Now, the Irish, from what I've seen, they're not giving up their streets easily. They're taking their streets back. They're taking their... And they out these people. The Irish aren't messing about. So it is, so it is. So yeah, this is... so I don't want to go to Rwanda. I want to stay in... But then what's going to happen is because you fled another country, England, to go to Ireland, I just don't understand the method in the madness. They just don't want to go to Rwanda. But they're going to get the same treatment in Rwanda as they do here. They're still going to get a hotel. They're still going to get rooms. They're still going to get 3 hots and a cot. They're still going to get mobile phones. They're still going to get money. You know, I don't know how much we paid Rwanda. It's billions that's gone to Rwanda. And finally, something's happening. By hook or by crook, he says, it will happen. But how are you going to get these people on the plane? So let's imagine they're on the barge now. They're on the, whatever barge it is, I forget what it's called. Let's say they're on there now. How are you going to get them off? And how are you going to get them on a plane? You can't handcuff them and force them, because that would infringe on their human rights. And that's why they're here now, because we are big believers in human rights. I'm just sorry that they're not. But they're coming here because they get human rights. Now, if their country hasn't got human rights, that's not our problem. That's not our fault. Their country needs to, to incorporate that. So yeah, you can't force them to go, because then you're infringing on their human rights. And the loophole in court will be that, because they'll get free legal aid. They'll certainly get free legal aid. And that's what they'll claim. Someone could even claim insanity. Someone could even claim mental health, which is insanity. Someone could even claim, so some of them might even claim that they're going to be shot once they get to Rwanda. There's people waiting for me. Well, you come all the way from, you come all the way from China to here. Why? Well, that's the furthest place I could think of. You come all the way to England. I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. I do understand that we are, as a country, we have zero backbone. Britain isn't great. Britain hasn't been great for years. The British, born and bred, are a minority. And that's not a great place to be. Because once you become a minority, you can get wiped out. How they treat their country, how they treat their people, is that how you want to be treated? Is that how you want your country to be treated? Answer would be no.
This is what I've never... They flee their country because of how it is, but then treat our country the same.
The reason they do that, I mean, it just said that they flee their country because of how it is, but then treat our country the same. The reason for that is because in their country they've got no human rights. They don't have DWP, they don't have PIP, they don't have, they don't have the dole. If you don't work, you don't eat. It's that simple. They don't have the NHS, whereas we do.
It's so respected then.
But so the way they treat their country, that's how they are treating ours. That's how they are treating the UK, Britain. That's how they are treating our people. The amount of things that I've read of asylum, people that have been asylum seekers, that have stayed with people. So people have said, oh yeah, come in, you can stay with us. And, I think it was an 80-year-old woman the other month that, she got chopped up. She got, the guy that was staying with her, stabbed her to death. So this is, it's crazy. It's crazy, that the amount of videos I've seen of these so-called asylum seekers hanging outside school playgrounds and stuff, and you know, just because to them it's okay. There was a kid of 18 years old, I think he was, a few months ago, raped a 13-year-old girl, and because he didn't understand our laws, because he pleaded that he didn't understand the UK law, that in his law it was okay, he got let off. Well, no, it doesn't matter if the person's 13 or 30. Rape is rape. You know, so it doesn't matter if it's male or female. Rape is rape. So it's not a case of, oh, well, do you know what? In your country, 13-year-old girls are acceptable, but in this country they're not. We'll let you off. Yeah, but was it consented? No. So rape is rape. You know, whichever way you look at it. But yeah, the kid got let off, walk free. So shut up. So yeah, this is the way our country is. This is the way it's going. It's going to continue to go for a long time. And what do we, the little people, have to say about it? We can say a lot. What can we do about it? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because nobody would listen. You know, if we all cried out tomorrow, stop the boats, stop the asylum seekers, send them all back, nobody would listen. They're here now.
The thing is, it is being said, isn't it? There is protests going on.
Of course it's being said. There's thousands. I'm not on my own in this. There's thousands of people saying it. You know, probably more that were against the COVID vaccine. Probably more that have taken the COVID vaccine. So that it's being said all over the place on all different platforms of media. But they're here now, so they have our rights. Do they have to live by our laws? They do. Will they? Based on some of the stories I've just told you, no. Will they get away with murder? Probably. Should we head for the hills? Not just yet. Not just yet, but then that would be you being pushed out of your neighbourhood, and that's not what we want to be. You know, I'm not a National Front kind of person. I'm not that sort of person that you know screams racist slurs. I don't do it. You know, I don't do it. I think racism is it's a disgusting habit.
That's it, because you wouldn't be saying this if they was coming over, not attacking us, not hurting us, not robbing. If they were doing what they were asked, being where they should be, there wouldn't be such an issue.
No, no, maybe, I don't know. I would still say, you know, even if all these blokes were honest citizens, I'd still be saying the same thing, because, you know, this asylum seeker crap is crap. Asylum means they're in danger, and they're not in danger. Not from France. They're coming over from France.
Yeah, but they're not French citizens.
No, they're not French citizens, but they're fleeing their...
I'll tell you why they were saying France. Because what Steve was saying the other night. Because the French say, if you're here, you live by our rules, you don't, you're out. They don't want to live by them rules, clearly. So it's not, they're not sort of coming from France, they're just passing through.
Yeah, they're coming from France.
Passing through.
They're not French or Italian people. They are...
travelling through France.
They're using France as a pit stop. All right, but I think you got that to start off with. So they're not coming from a war-torn country, but they are finding it very easy to get over here. The benefit system isn't as easy in France, I don't think.
It's not like ours.
Which I think I've already said. So, do you want, you know, the next 5 years, 10 years, whatever of your life to be controlled by asylum seekers? because I do believe, and this is going to sound a little bit conspiracy crap, I do believe they are here for a reason. You know, because when they all come over, they're supposed to be getting dingers and just coming over, but yet they've all got life jackets. Who gives them those life jackets? Huh?
They pay people to bring them over.
And then when they land on the shores of Britain, we are ready with mobile phones to give them all. You can see them all on the beaches. Literally just landed, opening the mobile phones up. Hang fucking fire a second. How did... What? I don't get it. I mean, whichever mobile phone company it is, they must be reveling in this right now. Sales have gone through the roof. Why? Because all the people that couldn't afford mobile phones have now got them. All the people, it's totally wrong. It's totally wrong. And this is the thing. This is the thing with government these days is you hear about these backhanded stories and these. Now, what happens is okay. This is how it works. You would think a government employee, for example, a prime minister or a member of parliament. A member of parliament would probably earn between 60 and 70k per year. Maybe more, but I'm going to go liberal. Why do they need a second job? Let me tell you why. They don't need a second job. But what they do is they go on as a consultant for whatever employer it is. So let's just say it's a mobile phone company. Oh no, let's go another way. Let's say it's a building company. So they're going as a consultant for this building company. This building company pays them X amount of thousands of pounds. That building company now has an MP in their pocket. If they want something going through, all they've got to do is say, send it through. So this is why they all have second jobs. They don't work full time in second jobs. They are consultants for these second jobs. So they may spend 5 hours a week doing these second jobs. And plus, it's a great tax write-off. If you want to lose 30 grand because you don't want to pay tax on it, employ somebody. Pay them 30 grand. But then you've got an MP in your pocket. You've got somebody who can write and pass bills in your pocket. My fingers are crossed that Rishi does not resume prime ministry leadership, because he's a crap leader. He's with what he's doing, with how the country's going, he's not. He's a bit of a wet lettuce. You know, he tells people that they need to get out and work, get off benefits, get out and work. Yet this comes from a guy who married a multi-millionairess, and has never worked a day in his life. So I very much doubt he's ever got his hands dirty. He's always been a white collar kind of guy. When I say white collar, the difference is the reason they use the term white and blue collar worker is because the blue collar worker was like the shop floor staff, like the workers, and they would wear blue, so the dirt didn't show up as much. So you'd be a blue collar worker. Whereas the white collar workers, you didn't get dirty, so you wore a white collar. That's why they call them blue and white collar workers. Oh yeah, I think I did. I was going to say I thought Mindy had learned something new, but she's just heard something that she said before. So yeah, look, until we stop being pussies and say no, James, you're being racist and these people are allowed to be here. Until we start being honest and truthful with not only ourselves but with the people around us in our country, we ain't gonna survive. It's not gonna survive anyway. The country's on a massive decline. It's just not as exponential as you think. It's more of it's kind of going this way. Very, very slowly. Exponential would mean it goes this way. So it's not as exponential as you'd think. But give it time. Give it time and things will start to change. And this is me sounding like a conspiracy theorist, which I'm not. But I do believe they are here for a reason. I don't know what that reason is. Because they're all young men. Where's the wives and families? If their country is at war, why are they there fighting the war?
What are they doing it
Yeah,
for?
because our government sent, our men over. So yeah, if it's that bad, why aren't they, standing a post, picking up arms and fighting the war for their country? If they love their country so much, if they're going to come over here and cry Gaza or Israel or whatever, free Palestine, if they're going to come over here and do that, then if that means that they love their country, they're going to do marches with a Palestinian flag. So hang on a second, if you love your country so much, why the fuck aren't you there? Why are you still there fighting for that? Why have you got to come here? Not here, but here. Do you know what I mean? There'd be no need. But yet, when we protest with a Union Jack or a St. George's flag, it's, there have been people at protests that have carried St. George's flags and Union Jacks, accosted, beaten up by all these people that are crying free Palestine. The police say that those flags are offensive. Hang fucking on. How is the British Union Jack offensive? It's not offensive to me. Who is it offensive to? Oh, I know. Saddam down the street. The people that are seeking asylum, that's who it's offensive to. They're the people that take offence. So are we pandering to their laws, to their ruling? Yeah. Can they be arrested? Well, no, because they'll cry racism. This is the slippery slope that, we as individuals, not me personally, are allowing. The one thing I really, really can't stand is when you go around the shops and they're all speaking the native language. Well, hang on a second. Hang on. If, for example, I go to Spain, I don't know why, but I'll try and learn a bit of Spanish so that I at least know how to say hello, goodbye, and 2 beers, please. But I'll at least try to find a little bit, I know hello, goodbye, and thank you in quite a lot of languages because I just see that as common courtesy. So why, when they're here, do they feel the need to speak their own? They could be saying absolutely anything. Anything possible. They could be saying anything. I don't know because I don't speak Arabic. But they could be. They're probably not, but they could be. You know what I'm saying? So I hate that. I'm like, speak English, man. You're in England. Speak our language. Should we all go on Arabic? Maybe. I saw one video the other day of Muslim maths. Now, I've got nothing against Muslims. Some of my friends are Muslims. When I say friends, I mean people that I say hello to. I wouldn't go for a drink with them because they're not allowed to drink. But I'll salam alaikum and all that palaver. But Muslim maths, and this British dad was like, no. What has maths got to do with Muslims? Maths is maths. It's not. But the inclusion is crazy. The inclusion should be, you want to be here, we will include you, but in an English kind of way. That's how it should be. Not we will include you in your terms kind of way, and we will work around you. No, no, no. We will teach you how to become British. You want to be British? We'll teach you. The first thing you do is speak English. Anglais, huh? Anglais, whatever, huh? It's a fugazi, it's fugazi. So yeah. That was it. No, it says that one person is watching me, but I don't think they're on. Nobody's watched, no. So on that note, peoples, I will say sayonara. I will say au revoir, adios, auf Wiedersehen, arrivederci. I'm just showing what you can do. Das Vidania. What else is there? Zaijin. Probably not any of those are right, but you know. And to the Irish out there, I'm gonna fuck half now. So I am. I'm gonna fuck half. And to the British people, good night, God bless, take care.